Hey everyone. National Post headline. Cap and trade will cost Ontarians $8 billion in first years with minimal greenhouse gas reductions. So says the auditor of this report. Toronto, Ontario's cap and trade program, the carbon bullshit, will cost the province's consumers and businesses $8 billion in its first years of operation to get minimal greenhouse gas reductions, the Auditor General said Wednesday. That's Canada, central planners, these control freaks that live in their gated communities that don't understand how the rest of the Canadians have to live and function. But yeah, they're willing to shoot all the other Canadians in the foot, which, as we know, was China. What was that report this morning? They're going to ramp up their coal use in the country. And what? China's got 1.3, 1.4 billion people, and Canada with our lowly 36 million. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to have such a great impact, right? That's just one country of China. Forget about India. Forget about the 7.4 billion or 7.39 point whatever billion people on the planet. And most of them aren't going to be stupid enough to fall for this fucking carbon tax and carbon pricing where you're screwing yourself over just for some warm, fuzzy fucking feeling. I don't even get a warm, fuzzy feeling out of it. Some idiot environmentalist that lives in la delusion land may very well, or these central planners that have never had to actually produce anything real in society, right? These people that live in these retardedly weird situations where they don't even have to deal with the rest of the world around them are the ones that are putting forth these. Like I say, whatever, man. In her annual report, Bonnie Lind said households will pay an average of $156 next year in added costs on gasoline and natural gas, rising to $210 in 2019, plus another $75 that year in indirect costs on goods and services. So how they're even coming up, these numbers will be revised upwards at some stage, right? It's just all such lies, for fuck's sakes. Don't people get tired of the propaganda, the lies? I hope most people now finally are. Well, I mean, the American people seem to be. The English people seem to be. Canada is still on our wait and see, right? We're still waiting to see how Canadians are going to react to all this bullshit. So far, pretty muted. The government has also earmarked $1.32 billion out of the expected $8 billion in projected cap and trade revenue to help offset the cost of residential and business electricity bills, but it doesn't say how, Link's report said. So they're the fuckers that cause... Oh, it's always such a... And the impact will likely be marginal, she said. Even with a subsidy, the average household electricity bill is subsidy. So you're going to take from one hand, take from one hand, and supposedly give you back on another. But how does that magic, the magic of government? Such increases in electricity costs may make natural gas, which is responsible for significantly more greenhouse gas emissions than cleaner energy sources like solar, hydro, nuclear, and wind, an even more economical option, she wrote. The carbon pricing scheme, set to come into effect January 1st, will likely achieve fewer than 20% of the emissions reductions the government wants to see by 2020. So once again, we're going to get into these stupid fucking numbers. The Liberal government has set an emissions reduction target for that year of 15% below 1990 levels, which would require an estimated 18.7 megatons of reductions. But because the system, which requires polluters to buy emission allowances, will link with Quebec and California in 2018, the government plans to count emissions reductions achieved in those jurisdictions. The potential exists for double reporting of emissions reductions between California, Quebec, and Ontario, she said. So, anyways, like I said, yes, we all know these central planners. The one thing they're really good at is manipulating and dictating how you're supposed to think and manipulating and fudging numbers, right? That's about the only thing that they truly are good at. And Canadians, are you really willing to fall for it? To listen to this stuff? Not just listen. If you just had to listen, that'd be fine. But have to pony up. You don't allow them to dig deeper into your pockets at this stage of the game? When look around you're all in debt, right? The majority of you are anyways, right? We don't have these kind of historical record debt levels for no reason. the Canadian people. I don't, but the most of you must. Are you the ones that are willing to pony up more money? Seems really weird when you're really badly broke, can barely, navigate the waters with keeping your nose just above so you can breathe, for you to say, hey, put that water level just a little bit higher, will you? Is that really what you're looking for in Canada? Self-defeating? That's a personal and psychological issue as far as I'm concerned. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.